Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome back to the Talos Principle Road to Gehenna. And this will be the final post-commentary video, I'm hoping, because I have no idea if there are going to be any more stars after this world, because of course this is still potentially a blind run at this point. I mean, I am doing this in post-commentary format, but this was of course just another series of me just kind of running around looking for stars and trying to find ways to actually collect them. And I am pleased to report at the very beginning of this video that I did not need any guide assistance, although my methods of getting the stars at this place were somewhat questionable. In fact, this was one of my shorter recording sessions. I spent about a bit less than an hour recording the very first world trying to get the stars in that, and over an hour for the second world. Possibly around 90 minutes, I'd say. But this world, it took me the least amount of time, which I'm somewhat glad. I mean, I only spent about a bit less than half an hour running around trying to collect stars. And the first one right here, I discovered rather accidentally, because I know that in the puzzle known as Pendulum, which is right next to this star, actually contains its own little star, which I was having difficulty collecting. And at first, when I discovered this, I was a little bit surprised. I mean, I discovered this one by accident. I never knew this existed until now, and unsurprisingly enough, my first instinct to actually collect this one was to run straight to the top of the aqueduct and do a flying leap into this area to see if I could actually collect it. And, well, through the process of trial and error, I have discovered that after one try, because you really just need one try to discover that, this just simply isn't possible. The distance between you up top of the aqueduct and the star hidden inside this little chamber, it's just not enough. You're not going to be able to jump to this area. And there's your perfect demonstration of that. So, instead of trying to figure out ways to jump into that area without the assistance of anything, I figured that the next best step would be to look for a box to get outside one of the puzzles. And this isn't really the first time I attempted this. And in this puzzle right now, called BFF, which I'm collecting the boxes from, I sort of discovered this accidentally, because this little set of grass blocks, even on the spaces where there is, like, absolutely no texture or any platform at all, it still counts as a higher elevation. Imagine that there's just like a bunch of invisible boxes placed right there. And I soon discovered that yes, you can jump outside of the puzzle. So I figured, alright, this must be really tightly sealed up, because I don't see any possible means of getting a box out there, because I need two boxes to get up there in the first place, and I can't seem to grab a second one and take it outside the puzzle. But as it turns out, after doing a bit more jumping around, there's actually a really tiny ledge on this little set of models. I don't really know what to call this. It's just a bit of an odd set of geometry where there's like this really tiny crawl space you can actually jump on and take a few boxes with you on a wild ride. And by doing this, you can actually get a box outside the puzzle, which I think is intentional. I mean, the jump prompt is there and everything, so it must be intentional, but at the same time, I'm really concerned if I even did this properly in the first place, because I soon managed to actually get all of the stars with the use of just this one box. I mean, you probably saw, if you've been watching this playthrough long enough, when I first tackled this world, I managed to collect one star, which was by using the connector at the very top of the aqueduct. But basically all other stars, I'm quite convinced only require the usage of a single box from BFF, and that's it. That you're just gonna get all the stars that way. Again, I find it sort of questionable, and you will see why that is, but for now I would like to show you how to actually get this first star. It really is just a matter of actually bringing the box inside this little courtyard. I kinda did this the long way. I mean, there is a little tiny ledge where you can actually just jump up here from the bottom of this area without having to jump from the aqueduct bridge part, but I did it the difficult way anyways because I discovered it when it was far too late. And it really is just simply bringing the box towards this little wall, I guess, running down the staircase, and collecting the star. Now, the next use of this box comes with the actual puzzle known as Pendulum, and the actual puzzle known as Pendulum has an actual star hidden inside the actual puzzle. Actually, I've discovered that really, it's not too difficult to actually bring the box inside this area. And it takes me a little bit of time to figure this out. What I wanted to start off doing is actually see if I could just collect the star with the use of the box and then be done with it, not having to use any puzzle solving elements in the first place. But that star is actually locked up pretty tight in this very tiny little crevice. and there's just no way you can get it without actually using the proper puzzle solving methods. And before, when I had attempted to collect this star, I was a little bit confused because, you know, the way some of the puzzles in Road to Gehenna present themselves are so that when you have a star sometimes, it feels as though there's a missing piece. And I think I'm correct in my assumption that you do have to bring a box in here. I think I'm correct. Like, again, I'm not entirely certain if this is the legitimate method of solving the puzzle, but really what you need to do is just have it so that way both the buzzers, which would be normally carrying the boxes that hold the laser connection in place, they just have to be placed on just both sides without any moving whatsoever. As long as you prevent any moving activity from these two buzzers, which are carrying the connections, and then it's just a matter of blocking the second buzzer with the jammer, just like so. And if your timing is quick enough, then you could just jam open the final door to let that last laser connection through to reveal this star. And I'm pretty pleased with this, because originally when I tackled this, I was utterly confused. I thought it was just this really weird method of timing, but no. No, I'm pretty sure you just need that one box, and that will solve all your problems. And another good way to solve all your problems is collecting all the stars, and the last one is just a complete joke. I'm really deadly serious when I say this one is just a complete joke, because the outer structure of the puzzle, there is one area where you could just bring a box right over, jump up, and then just continue carrying that box with you until you reach the courtyard of the star. There are no no blockages at all either. There's nothing stopping you from collecting this just by doing a simple bit of box parkour. And again, I really don't know if I'm doing this properly, but I'm past the point of caring given the fact that this took less than half an hour to record. I'm pretty pleased with my results. I mean, again, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I absolutely loved the stars in World 1 because they require you to get really creative. I mean, aside from the one with the fan involved, this one just kind of lets you do your own little thing. You get to explore the structure of the puzzle and climb all over the place like a little monkey that you are, and it's great. I really, really love it when stars present themselves like this because it means I get to do really silly things with boxes, and anytime a game gives me the opportunity to jump around and find stars, or just find any secrets in general in ways which I don't think are meant to be, hey, you know, it's fun. I like it. And even if this was meant to be, I still appreciate it all the same because, hey, it makes it feel a bit more rewarding because I cannot put my mind to thinking about some stars in this game, such as the ones in the crater puzzle from World 2. It would have taken me a lifetime to try figure those out, and I just do not have the simple amount of patience for that. So yeah, those are hopefully the only stars where I will ever have had to look up a guide on any of the stars in this game. But there you go, those are all the stars in World 3. So, that's going to be the end of this video. Pretty short once again, and then we're going to return back to the whole live commentary shenanigans. So thank you guys very much for watching, have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video.